To the controversy brewing this morning. On the eve of the convention, WikiLeaks released thousands of emails from the DNC appearing to show favoritism towards Hillary Clinton. So the big question, could this create chaos on the convention floor among Bernie Sanders supporters? ABC's David Wright joins us with more. Hi, David.
Hi, Paula. Just when Hillary Clinton was hoping to put the whole notion of an email controversy behind her, here comes an entirely different email controversy, and one that threatens the unity the Democrats are hoping to show in Philadelphia.
Secretary Clinton has won the Democratic nominating process.
The Clinton campaign thought it had successfully put that bitter primary battle behind her.
I can't help but reflect how much more enjoyable this election is going to be now that we are on the same side.
As the Democrats get ready to start their convention, leaked emails from the Democratic National Committee now show that Sanders may have been right all along when he claimed the party had its thumb on the scale for Clinton.
Rigged is when somebody changes the rules in the middle of the game.
WikiLeaks, the internet watchdog group, leaked 20,000 emails from 7 top DNC officials during primary season. Does he believe in a God, wondered one official? He had skated on saying he has a Jewish heritage. I think I read he's an atheist. This could make several points difference with my peeps. Some DNC officials refer to Sanders as the insurgency, and DNC chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz referred to Sanders' campaign manager as an Sanders made no secret of his contempt for Wasserman Schultz, telling CNN in May he would fire her.
In all due respect to the current chairperson, if elected president, she would not be reappointed to be chair of the DNC.
According to the leaked emails, Wasserman Schultz decided not to respond to that, writing, "This is a silly story. He isn't going to be president." Well, Donald Trump seems to be enjoying all this, tweeting that the email release was so bad that for Sanders, that it'll make it impossible for him to support Clinton unless he's a fraud, says Trump. Sanders' former campaign manager tells ABC News that somebody does have to be held accountable. No comment from the DNC, but we're told that they're in negotiations now to significantly downgrade Debbie Wasserman Schultz's role at the convention.
She's not speaking, is she?
She may be speaking, but probably not so much.
Unprecedented. All right, David, thank you.
Thanks, David. Let's get it out now to ABC News chief anchor George Stephanopoulos, who's going to be hosting This Week later this morning. George is in Philadelphia already. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
It's going great, George. We've got to ask you about WikiLeaks. It's really casting a dark shadow over the convention. You now have politicians calling on Bernie to recuse his endorsement of Clinton. So are you expecting any sort of chaos on the convention floor, kind of like we saw at the Republican convention last week?
I think that's a little strong, but there is a lot of upset here in Philadelphia. No question about that. Those WikiLeaks emails are pretty startling when you read them, and it sort of proves what a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters thought all along. I think you are definitely going to see some downgrading of Debbie Wasserman Schultz's role here at the convention. A lot of different things being considered, from getting a new ceremonial chairman to maybe having her speak, but not in prime time, because it's pretty clear that Sanders supporters would boot her pretty lustily if she appeared on the floor in prime time. So that's something they're going to have to work through today. There were long negotiations yesterday. They're going to continue through Sunday.
Complication the campaign certainly did not need. So how do you think the selection of Tim Kaine is going over? Because we're hearing some rumbling from the left of the party. How problematic is that?
Well, they weren't too happy with the idea of Tim Kaine. There's no question about that. His support of trade deals in the past, he's since recanted his support of that Trans-Pacific Partnership. They say he hasn't always been out front in the fight for things like gay rights, and he's pro-life, even though he supports a woman's right to choose as well. Even he says he's against abortion. So there have been some questions in the progressive movement for Tim Kaine about issues like on the banks as well. But I think his performance yesterday went a ways to quiet some of that criticism, especially reaching out to Latinos with all that talk in Spanish at the event. But there is still some grumbling. I think a lot of people will key off how Bernie Sanders reacts to the pick, and we're going to talk about that with him this morning on This Week.
Another big week for you, George. Best of luck. And a reminder, George is going to anchor This Week from Philadelphia, as he mentioned. That's coming up later this morning as the Democrats gear up for their convention. Also, we're going to have complete coverage of the DNC all week. World News Tonight, Nightline, GMA, all live from Philadelphia. Then a network special every night led by George at 10 Eastern, and gavel-to-gavel coverage on our online live stream channel.